Have you ever thought about how much the food dynamic has shifted throughout time? One of the most famous shifts is food additives. In the field of food and nutrition, food additives play a vital role in shaping the flavor, texture, smell, and overall sensory experience of the dishes we savor. In today's video, we will be going over different food additives and how they add to our daily diet. From ancient preservation techniques to cutting-edge molecular gastronomy, whether it's the velvety texture of your favorite ice cream or the prolonged shelf life of packaged snacks, food additives contribute to the artistry and science behind modern cuisine. But before we get into this, please ring that bell icon for future notifications and subscribe to the Healthy K channel. BHA and BHT, E320. BHA stands for butylated hydroxyanisole and BHT stands for butylated hydroxytoluene, both of which are food additives with the same code E320. The job of both of these is to keep certain types of food fresh for a long time. BHA is used in food to prevent the spoilage of fats and oils, and BHT is used to preserve the freshness of fats and oils in food. An easy example you can think of is when butter goes bad if it hasn't been eaten for some time. BHA and BHT can help prevent that. Safety. Although regulatory authorities consider BHA and BHT safe for consumption, certain studies have raised concerns about potential long-term effects and health impacts that made certain countries make serious restrictions against these products. So it is advisable to consume these additives in moderation and be mindful of individual sensitivities or allergies. If you have specific health concerns or dietary restrictions, it's recommended to consult with a healthcare professional or nutritionist. Some products that use these additives: Trident, Mini Wheats, Nesquik, Kellogg's. Sodium nitrate or sodium nitrite. Sodium nitrate and sodium nitrite are chemical compounds used as preservatives in some foods. They help prevent the growth of bacteria and other microorganisms in food, extending its shelf life. They're often used in preserving processed meats like bacon, hot dogs, and deli meats. You might see them listed on the ingredients as sodium nitrate, E251, or sodium nitrite, E250. These additives help maintain the color of the meat, prevent spoilage, and ensure food safety by inhibiting the growth of harmful bacteria. Safety. While they play a role in food safety, there are debates about the potential health impacts of consuming too much processed meat with these additives. It's recommended to enjoy these foods in moderation and balance your diet with a variety of fresh, whole foods. Sodium sulfite, E221. Sodium sulfite is a type of salt with code E221 that acts as a preservative in certain foods and beverages. Its primary function is to prevent unwanted changes in the color and texture of these products. In dried fruits and vegetables, sodium sulfite helps maintain their natural color by inhibiting the oxidation process. This is why you might find it in products like dried apricots or raisins, keeping them looking appetizing. You can commonly find sodium sulfite in the food industry, particularly in items like dried fruits, wine, and some processed foods. In the winemaking process, it's often used to prevent oxidation and preserve the wine's flavor. Sodium sulfite also has antimicrobial properties, which means it helps inhibit the growth of certain bacteria and microorganisms in food and beverages. This preservation aspect contributes to the overall safety and shelf life of the products. Safety. While generally recognized as safe, some people may be sensitive or allergic to sulfites. In certain regions, food packaging might mention contains sulfites, especially in products like wines or dried fruits. Common food dyes. Food dyes are colorful substances added to food and drinks to make them visually appealing, which means enhancing their color. They can be used to restore color lost during processing, enhance natural colors, or create entirely new colors in foods. There are different colors of food dyes, and the amount of food dyes varies from country and region depending upon their approval and availability. At the start of 2021, FDA approved 36 food dyes, of which 9 are artificial, which are used in foods and beverages. Safety. Some individuals may be sensitive or allergic to certain food dyes, and in some regions, products containing specific dyes may have warning labels. Consumers need to check ingredient labels if they have concerns about specific dyes. Trans fat. Trans fat is a type of fat that can be found in some processed foods. It's made through a process called hydrogenation, where liquid oils are turned into solid fats to increase the shelf life and stability of certain foods. Trans fat is often present in items like margarine, fried foods, like some French fries and fried chicken, and certain baked goods, like pastries and cookies. Food manufacturers used to use trans fat because it helped make products last longer on the shelf and gave a desirable texture to some foods. Too much trans fat is not good for your health. It's linked to an increased risk of heart disease. Many health experts recommend reducing or avoiding trans fat in your diet. Effects of trans fat. Trans fat has been shown to raise levels of low-density lipoprotein, LDL cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol. High levels of LDL cholesterol are associated with an increased risk of heart disease. Consuming trans fat over time has been linked to an increased risk of cardiovascular diseases, including heart attacks and strokes. Trans fat may contribute to inflammation in the body, which is linked to various chronic diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. There is evidence that a diet high in trans fat may contribute to insulin resistance, a condition associated with an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Safety and awareness. To spot trans fat on food labels, look for terms like partially hydrogenated oils. In many places, there are regulations now requiring food companies to disclose the amount of trans fat in their products. Remember, for better health, it's often a good idea to choose foods with healthier fats, like those found in nuts, avocados, and olive oil, and to limit your intake of processed foods high in trans fat. Monosodium glutamate, MSG or E621. Monosodium glutamate, often abbreviated as MSG, is a common food additive. It enhances the savory or umami flavor in foods. Umami is often described as a pleasant, savory taste. MSG is added to a variety of dishes to make them taste more flavorful. It's commonly used in Asian cuisine, but can also be found in processed foods like soups, snacks, and restaurant dishes. Glutamate, the main component of MSG, is a naturally occurring amino acid found in various foods, including tomatoes and cheese. MSG doesn't have a distinct taste of its own. Instead, it enhances the flavors of the foods it's added to. Safety. While some people may report sensitivity to MSG, known as the Chinese restaurant syndrome, scientific studies haven't consistently supported these claims. MSG is generally recognized as safe by regulatory authorities when used in appropriate amounts. High fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup, abbreviated as HFCS, is a sweetener that is made from corn. It goes through a process called enzymatic hydrolysis that transforms the natural sugars in corn into a sweet syrup. One of the reasons HFCS is so popular is because it is very sweet, so food and beverage manufacturers use it to make their products taste sugary. One of the other reasons it's widely used is that it's less expensive to produce compared to some other sweeteners, like cane sugar. You can find HFCS in many processed foods and drinks, ranging from sodas and candies to baked goods and condiments. Its versatility and low cost make it a common ingredient in the food industry. Safety. While it's generally safe, being mindful of your overall sugar intake and opting for a diverse range of foods remains a key aspect of maintaining a healthy diet, and some studies have linked its excessive intake to potential health issues. Like any sweetener, it's essential to enjoy foods containing HFCS in moderation as part of a balanced diet. Artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are sugar substitutes that are used to sweeten foods and beverages without adding calories. They're used as alternatives to sugar for people who want to reduce their calorie intake, manage their weight, or control their blood sugar levels. Unlike sugar, artificial sweeteners are much sweeter, so only a small amount is needed to achieve the desired sweetness. This is why they contribute little to no calories to the diet. You can find artificial sweeteners in diet sodas, sugar-free snacks, desserts, and other products marketed as diet or sugar-free. Artificial sweeteners provide sweetness without the same taste profile as sugar, and opinions on their taste can vary from person to person. Example: aspartame. Found in many sugar-free products and diet sodas. Sucralose, Splenda, used in a variety of foods and drinks. Stevia, derived from the leaves of the stevia plant, often used as a natural sweetener. Products that use artificial sweeteners. Coke Zero. Hershey's Light Syrup. Diet Pepsi. Safety. While they're generally considered safe, some people may be sensitive to certain artificial sweeteners. It's essential to use them in moderation and be aware of individual reactions. Remember, moderation and a balanced approach to nutrition are key. If you have further questions or want to dig deeper into the world of food science, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the Healthy K channel.